course it's blown out and too bright in both of these places. Why is it blown out and bright? Aren't linear images supposed to be dark? Yes, they are, but I've got my display set to sRGB, so it thinks that this image is darker, and hence it's applying brightening to it. Now, this very simple setup here does of course show us the whole colour operation fully working. I've got an sRGB image that I've loaded in, it's been converted to linear, LightWave has performed a render, it's spitting that image back out and converting it into sRGB for me to view here on screen. And of course I save that image in whichever colour space format I'm requiring. Let's just go a little bit further by having a look at a couple of less facile examples, and what we see here is I've just got a few balls on a plane and a couple of area lights. I've got this one area light here which is putting out a white colour, and this second area light off to the side here which is putting out a pink colour, which is why everything has this pink cast, and it all looks lovely and nicely rendered. If we go to our colour space though and we just disable everything, so everything goes to linear, then you can see what we get. Everything gets a lot darker. But not only is it darker, it's more contrasty. If we look here at the area on the floor near the area light, we see that it's still very bright, but that brightness falls off very, very quickly as we go further out to the shadows. Of course, when we are properly in sRGB mode, then we have a nice smooth gradient of brightness that is falling off much more gradually and gives us a more pleasing and less contrasty, more balanced image. You see, this colour space isn't simply to do with when we are loading textures in. As I said, the render is taking place in linear space, and that needs to be properly converted for output. LightWave needs to know what the colour space of your monitor and your output files and all of that are. If it doesn't and it applies no corrections, then what you wind up with are renders that look like this. So even if you don't use a single imported texture in your scene, if you are not using correct colour space, it's very hard to do good lighting. You wind up having to use loads of lights and turn them up really bright, and you wind up with renders that are very contrasty. In order for the render engine to give you proper, accurate results and nice, clean renders, you need for it to have the correct colour space setting.